Welcome everyone to Elengard Ascension. Today we are checking out the demo, and this game is actually launching into early access very soon. This is that medieval fantasy style RPG that takes a lot of inspiration from games like Dragon Age Origins, especially for its combat. Similar style being the real-time with pause. It looks pretty cool. So with all that said, we're just gonna hit new game. I believe this is mainly just the prologue to the game, and then we'll take it from there. So let's see what we got here. Character creation. Wow, there's actually a decent amount here, more than I was expecting. Let's try randomizing just for a second, see what options we have. Yeah, I believe this is actually technically launching into early access on January 23rd, so that's very, very close by. And I think the first chapter will be available at that time. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy here because we are just in the demo, but just looking at what we have, yeah, you can pretty much customize just about everything here. Oh, there's also some presets. Presets are extremely recommended for new players as the mechanics are complex and it's easy to make bad choices. You are encouraged to choose a preset and see what has been chosen, considering it as a recommendation. Does it change how our character looks? No, so these are all pretty much your classes. Okay. So decent amount there. Let me just go back to this setting here, see what we sound like. Sure, we'll leave it at that. We go with, do we have any different hairstyles? Height type? Hair type. About 9 different hairstyles. I'll just pick one in a second. Sure, that works. We'll go with that. Here's the beard types. About 4 of them, but then you can also customize the mustache. Kind of does remind me a bit of Dragon Age Origins looking at this, which I'm currently reading through the Dragon Age books, which has been pretty cool. First time I picked up a book in a long time. All right, so using a preset makes the game to automatically create a character for you, ignoring appearance. You can still see and edit the character after that. Ooh, even preset does? Well, let's take a look at personality. Whoa. Man, I was not expecting it to get this detailed. We might choose one of these, but let's take a look here. Personality has 4 components: amount of chaos, amount of order, amount of good, and amount of evil. The essence of chaos is randomness, dynamism, and fluidity. Personality manifests, okay. Order is pattern, structure. Every human being has the some amount of chaos and order in their personality. Wow, this is pretty cool, actually. I would probably have like a little bit of order, a little bit of chaos, higher good, lesser evil. It can go all the way up to 45. Personality change occurs through some dialogue choices with personality affinity. Personality influences the following factors: dialogue choices, deity worship, and some abilities. Wow. It is way more than I expected. So just going down the preset, we'll come back to that in a second. We have warrior strength, polearms, two-handed, archer, rogue, mage, electricity, Phasier, mage debuff, force staff, fire, priest, and priest paladin. Personally, I'd be going for the archer. If you've seen any of my other similar playthroughs, or if you've seen my Dragon Age playthrough, which I did go through all of them actually within the last 2 years or so. They can never exceed 100 in character creation. The maximum amount of chaos or order is 40, but throughout the game, this value can be extended up to 90. The good in personality represents how much the character values well-being of sentient beings. Evil represents the capacity to intentionally harm sentient beings, aiming the harm itself. Okay. So I'm going to bump that up to 45. We're going to bump this down to 5. Just out of curiosity. And again, since we are just in the demo here, but I do want to mess around with the character creator. Now, the essence of order is pattern, structure, harmony, and staticity. Thus, order and personality manifests in regularity and consistency in actions, emotional and belief-wise, loyalty, honor, appreciation for rules, laws, norms, caution, responsibility, resignation. Appreciation, so chaos is flexibility, adaptability, appreciation for freedom. I feel like I would almost keep these almost balanced in a way, because they both have some good and they both have some bad in them. Let's just go 30 and 30. Because then it does say that it would change based on choices in the game. So we'll go with that. Maybe we'll just leave it balanced. Innate features are abilities that can only be attainable during character creation. Similar abilities are usually available later. There's some, I think this might be another language and then translated into English, but that's okay. Mages require Plasma Wielder 1 to be able to cast spells. This ability cannot be acquired until later. So, take a look. Intelligent. Can I see what the requirements are for being an archer? Master of the bow. Long range attacks, high miss chance from afar, high hit chance for close range, decent damage. Deity of worship. Attributes and abilities. Whew. Spend all your attribute points and at least 750 XP. Hover over your mouse over text to learn more about them. Okay, I think seeing this as a first time and going through the demo, we're going to go back to preset and just go through maybe in the full game or maybe like one of 1.0s or something if I end up playing a lot of the early access version. But there's a lot. I know there's somebody watching this that's like, dude, I've been waiting for a game like this for such a long time and this looks so cool, which I agree. But we're going to go with the archer playstyle. It's going to change how my character looks. I'll probably just leave it as is since, again, this is the demo. So let's see what we have here then if we go with that. We're going to go preset. Choose preset. Okay, so it automatically equipped it. Oh, okay, that's cool. So it changes how we look. It didn't adjust this personality at all. It gave me nimble, strong 1, and nimble 2. Deity worship. So here we have to choose our own or choose none. Justice, truth, exception, chaos, order, supremacy, power, corruption. Universal well-being. Max chaos 25, minimum order. I'm going to go with none for now. Only abilities granted by the deities, truth and justice, are implemented at the moment. Each god has a personality and ideologies that they try to implant in the world through their priests. The priests, through the divine connection with the followed god, learn and invoke powers from their god. These abilities are influenced by the personality and followed god. So for justice, I think we're going to still go with none, but Just looking at their requirements. Max Chaos 25, Order 35, Good 30, Max Evil 15. Truth. Chaos 50, Order 20, Order 80. Okay, so these are maximums and minimum, I see. Types of granted power. Holy Energy, Positive Energy, and Holy Lightning. This gives you Holy Lightning, Holy Energy, and Positive Energy. And then these are not in place yet. Okay, we're gonna go for none for right now. Abilities, I believe it automatically selected. Yes, it did. So dodge training, archery training, and precise shot mode. And then these are all unavailable. Archetypes, we have any selected. We have most of our points put into stamina, some into motor skills. That makes sense. Combat skills, derived, okay. And then starting equipment, it shows this attire, torso. We have a dagger, longbow, and then some healing potions. Okay, cool. Let's start the game.
Light, dark, chaos, order. The cycle never ends. From time to time, the planet of Elengard polarizes into one of these patterns, subtly altering its physical characteristics and also the psychological ones of its inhabitants. And our story begins at the end of the last Dark Age 50 years ago. The city of Asgalith was succumbing to darkness. Morale was low, the harvest was scarce. And it was then that a light appeared in the darkness. Eren and Argonon descended from the Yundaris, beings with superhuman powers and aligned with the light. Eren gifted the city with the Stones of Light, artifacts he had created, capable of radiating divine light and neutralizing the effects of darkness. The city was rebuilt, and Eren was revered as its savior. But this provoked the envy of some. Aiming for the Stones of Light and with other personal motives, Sharwan, an Argonon of the lineage of Chaos, declared war on Asgalith. The Battle of Asgalith was difficult, but Eren won and pursued Sharwan until he confronted and defeated her. Then Eren counterattacked and began his famous military campaign, conquering the tribesmen under Sharwan's influence. As Eren conquered more territories, the shadows of the Dark Age diminished until they ended. Eren took advantage of the conquest of the new lands to extend his influence of the doctrine of the Way of Light, which preached self-improvement as the way to a fulfilling life. Over time, the conquered peoples became increasingly dissatisfied with Eren's influence. Whispers of the name Sharwan, rumors of the Dark Lord's return, riots, and suspicious activities became more and more frequent. Eren's popularity declined until he decided to leave Asgalith. A few months after Eren's retreat, something unexpected happened. The village of Redleaf, on the border of the Empire, was taken over by a dense shadow. To this day, no inhabitant is known to have left, and no traveler who has ventured there has ever returned. From then on, the shadows have spread more and more to the present day. Far away from the shadows, Redleaf and Asgalith. You live in a village in the Glenvale region, a land almost untouched by humans, where nature is abundant and rich in spirits. There, you grew up and have lived to this day. Your childhood and adolescence were somewhat troubled due to an unknown illness. Suddenly, your head and chest hurt, and you go into crisis, convulsing on the floor. Over time, the crises have decreased, and it has been a long time since the last occurrence. Life in the village was going very well until, a few months ago, nature began to become disturbed, the animals and spirits more aggressive, and the village began to be attacked by them. The situation got worse and worse until Finian, the founder and leader of the village, called a meeting to decide on the measures to be taken to solve the problem.
Okay, so we got a decent amount of lore going on here. This kind of came out of nowhere, at least for me. I just recently saw it
I
up
think we all know
on
what we've
Steam,
been
so
facing recently. But in case anyone doesn't know of one event or another, I'll do a briefing. The animals are more aggressive. Some of us were attacked by boars and even deer outside the village. And yesterday, some boars attacked us in here. Sometimes the wind seems strange, angry. And some of us have been attacked, if you can call it that, by whirlwinds that seem to chase them. And yesterday, the most astonishing. A fence of the animal pens caught fire by itself. That night, wolves came through the fence and took the animals. As if that wasn't enough, they managed to go through other fences and take some animals from neighboring pens.
You're forgetting my vegetable garden. Boars broke the fence. I tried to scare them off and got attacked. I was injured, and Bridget used the last of the healing herbs on me.
They really were used up. And my son was also attacked and is injured, and he even lost his stuff in his rush.
Folks, calm down. There's too much to mention. But you can be certain no one will be forgotten. What matters now is we can't go on like this. We're running out of food and our lives are in danger. We have lived here our whole lives, and nothing like this had ever happened.
The spirits of the forest must be angry. These whirlwinds and the fire on the fence, it can only be the work of elementals. Could it be because we haven't been making offerings? Have we been doing something wrong?
Since when do elementals attack for not receiving offerings? If we were mistreating nature, then that would make sense. But we haven't done anything differently from what we've always done.
Yes, I know. I'm just trying to find an explanation. Maybe something is disturbing the forest and the spirits and animals are confused. But anyway, why don't we make an offering to them as usual? Maybe they'll calm down, and who knows? Maybe they'll help us understand what's going on.
I think it might be worth making the offering. But if the elementals are really attacking, they might attack during the offering, so be prepared. In any case, making an offering to the nature spirits still doesn't explain why all this is happening. We need to investigate further.
Yes, but what if things get better after the offering? I think it's worth trying that first. It's safer than venturing out there with all this going on, and maybe that will solve it.
Yeah, it's worth trying that first.
Let's not forget the aggressive animals on the outskirts of the village. They need to be scared off or eliminated before any deeper investigation further away from the village. I can see some wild boars nearby.
And speaking of boars, we need to replenish our stock, so it's a good opportunity to hunt and bring in some boars. It won't even be a hunt since they're throwing themselves at us.
Good idea. So here's the deal. We'll make the offering and clear the area of threats. Then we'll investigate more thoroughly in areas further away from the village. We have 5 fighters, but we can't all go out together, as the village will be unprotected. A maximum of 2 go out. As the most experienced sentry, you will lead the party out of the village. I suggest you leave immediately, because those boars are very close. Good luck, and may the gods protect you.
Come talk to me later, so I can show you how to make the offering to the spirits.
I know you're very busy, but we need healing herbs. Talk to me later.
Hey, it's been a while since we've trained and fought. Do you want to give it a go before we leave?
yes, let's go. Camera. All right. Great look. Not bad. Got that. All right. This surprisingly, I mean, definitely can tell it's a little bit in development, but surprisingly, this is a little bit better movement than I expected. Inventory. Got it. Right hand, quickly equip weapons. So right hand is X and then Z. Whoa, okay. Pause and unpause. There are 2 combat control modes, manual and automatic. This is standard mode. The character automatically attacks and defends. You have to left click for each of them. Left click on the target. Then press E to attack. Oh boy. Oh boy. Are getting in trouble. All right, let's try again. You've completed the basic tutorial, but there's still much more to learn. All right, I get it there. You want to end the training now or continue training with Alan? I think we'll end tutorial for now. I need to see it in action. Who's going with you in the party? I'm going alone. We can take the warrior, fire mage, priest, and archer. We're gonna take Alan with me, I think.
Okay, if you need to choose someone else, just talk to the guys. Good luck.
Okay. Can we bring one more person with me? Can we bring her with
Do you
me?
need my help?
See you soon. All right, never mind. When you're in a party, all the XP gained by any member is gained by all the others. The XP received by everyone is multiplied by 0.75 for each member other than the player character. You can click on the button on the left of the party member's name to control them.
Yes.
So that's how we swap between them. Quick save, F5. And also, I just looked, so actually, it seems like the game is in early access now. For some reason, I thought it was launching the 23rd of January. But just in between loading in there, I took a quick look and I saw that it is actually out. But regardless, we are checking out the demo. And maybe we'll check out the full game.
So, about the offering.
Maybe
You're
we
going
have.
to go to the place where we used to make the offerings on top of that hill, just beyond the rocks in front of the village. Once there, you'll perform a sort of ritual. You need to show respect and reverence for nature. Kneel down, listen, and connect with the sounds of nature. Then recite a few words that demonstrate your purpose for being there. In this case, it's about offering a treat to the spirits, showing respect and fraternity. Afterwards, place these herbs here on the altar and burn them. The smoke from these herbs seems to please the spirits. Wait a while, thank them, say goodbye, and come and tell me about the ritual.
Okay. Should I expect any appearance or hostility from the spirits?
Of all the times I've done the ritual, only once has an elemental manifested, and there's never been any hostile action on their part. But considering what's been happening, it might happen, but I still don't think so.
Right. I'm off.
Good luck!
Okay. Let's see what we have here. There's another quest right over there, and then there's another one right over here. Now, our main objective was to find the boars. Remaining threat 78. Talk to Aisling to find out how to make the offering. A boar hunt. Deliver 5 wild boars to Lorcan. Take a look over here. Talk to Lorcan?
Hello. Did you bring us some boars?
No. Not yet. The question is, that's Richard. Okay, so if I hold it over this, I can see. Are the 5 boars right over here then? There's 3 boars. But these are inside. Okay, so we are looking for wild boars. I was gonna say. So it doesn't look like there's any type of markers on the map. What else do we have here? Fast mode, attack, strong attack, defensive fighting, aggressive fighting, and kick. That's our precise shot mode. Trying to see if we can get up the hill, but not looking great there. Moira? Doing a little bit of exploration. All right, we can sprint. I'm gonna run out to that quest there. All right, so here's some, wow, you really see those names popping up. All right, attack the boar. You can rest on a rest place like a camp or your house to recover all health points, stamina, and plasma. This takes time to advance 8 hours. You can press K to automatically return to the last rest place visited. No room in your inventory. Really? Because I have the other item? So we're still, the combat music is playing. Send all to storage. Missed. I have precision shot mode enabled and I missed. E can pick up. Some items are hidden by default and only can be detected if the character passes a perception test. The closer you are to items, the greater the chance of detecting it. What do we have up here? HP morale penalty. Minus 13 for current morale. Man, they really aggro from far. Okay, so that enables and disables that. I feel like our shots are very slow at the moment. I guess understandably so. Morale's at 72. Got it. Very good, Alan. Very good. All right, let's try taking out this one. We have a 47% chance of hitting it. 50. And then it gets lower again. 80. Badly injured. Critical hit. Nice. So does it show me how much damage we've actually, well, not how much damage, but information on these skills that we currently have? Abilities, here we go. Enters a combat mode that increases accuracy and increases aiming time. So this will make it take a little bit longer. What about this? Combat mode. So my question is, here we go. Exactly that. Like, what does this apply to? So this strong attack mode only applies to one-handed weapons, weapon and shield, two-handed, so on. So it does not apply to my bow. Fast attack mode, attack speed is higher, but everything else loses something that makes sense. 30% accuracy for straight attacks. Then defensive fighting, aggressive fighting, kick, and precise shot mode. So honestly, I would move these around since most of these other ones seem like they're more of a melee attack. Passives. And does this count? So how do we check where my storage is? Uninjured. Take a look over at controls. Because we are moving a bunch of the bodies over to H's toggle HUD. Grab a nice screenshot. There's definitely some potential here. I think there's a lot of potential. Another boar over there. Can I send the body? Okay, there we go. I swear it wasn't highlighting the first time. Boar corpse. Bag volume. So is it just too large for me to carry at all? Let me check controls again. Do we have an option for viewing our storage? I see character inventory. I wonder too, though, if I am sending this to my storage right now. Let me see if Alan is able to pick anything up. Because maybe we can hand it in from the storage, which would be really nice. All right, Alan. This time you take. No room for item in inventory. Okay. He does not have any storage. All right, let's make our way back over to the where we were handing this in and see if I have any option to. Now it says I'm injured, but my health is still at 89 out of 115. I wouldn't like consider injured until much lower than that for sure. I mean, I guess I would say like 50 or lower would probably be like actually injured. Okay, like dangerously injured, but maybe it gets worse. Try talking to Lorcan.
Hello. Did you bring us some boars?
Yes, here they are.
Very good. I think that's enough for now. The village thanks you.
You are welcome. Okay, so we are able to hand them in from outside my storage. Even though it wouldn't fit into my inventory, it did fit in wherever this storage actually is located. Let's try making an offering over here. We have to go around this corner. It looks like there's like a grove or something. Oh, we got a boar. And press E to talk to Alan here anytime we want to. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna need to use a healing potion here. Send to storage. Let's go drink. We're healing up right now. A morale lower than 100 applies penalties to melee attack, archery, block defense. Morale is changed according to the situation, especially when losing health points. So my morale went up a little bit here. Let's go. Accuracy measures the probability of a strike to be directed towards the target. If the accuracy check fails, the strike misses and the defender doesn't even have to try to defend. If it passes, the defender can still defend the strike. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Placed our offering. Fiery Elemental. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fight, Alan, fight! Oh my god, they are destroying Alan. I got it. Earth Elemental. Hello? They don't reply but pulls something out of itself and hands it to you after returning to Earth and disappearing. It handed me herb? Uh-oh. Alan better be careful there. Uh-oh. Well, we're about to find out what happens when a party member goes down. And I just realized we do have a certain number of arrows too, so we got to keep up on those. We give Alan one of these. Give to a party member. Okay, nice. He automatically drank it. Good. So they said Kay will travel to the resting place. Find out how this works. Click on Learn Abilities to acquire new abilities and improve attributes. In this panel, you can spend attribute points to increase attributes and spend XP to gain abilities or increase combat skills. You can hover over your mouse over attributes text to learn more about them. Do I even have any? XP, I have 189, and I have 1 attribute point. So at some point, we leveled up. Intelligence increases XP gained. Willpower, spirituality. I'm going to increase my intelligence just for the XP bonus itself. Keep distance. Okay, so that looks like an arrow, but that's actually a pole. I see it though. Rapid shot mode. Archetypes 5. So oh, okay. So this will only show you abilities for that archetype. Okay, that's good to know. These cost 1,000. Stealth mode. So essentially the only one I could get right now is stealth mode. We're gonna stick with what we have. This is where I can see my storage. Crafting. If we wanted to craft anything, we could. Alright, let's just hit rest. Spend 5 supplies to rest. Current supplies 25. Exit. Okay. Let's go and hand in this quest now. Was it Ashling that we got it from? I think so, because it looks like she's just about there. Ashling, we have returned.
Hi, any news on the ritual?
Explain about the ritual, the elemental attack, the elemental helper, and the herbs he delivered.
By the gods. Are you all
By
right?
the gods!
This has never happened before. There really is something wrong, but what could it be? I would never have imagined that these spirits could behave like this. But I found it curious that another elemental showed up to help. This shows that whatever is happening, it's not affecting everyone. some seem to want to help, so it might be a good idea to repeat this ritual in other places. Because perhaps elementals will appear to help us understand what's going on, or to help us with resources, like the herbs you mentioned. The problem is that hostile elementals may appear, so it's up to you whether or not it's worth the risk.
If I'm going to do other rituals, where should I do them?
I don't know exactly. You'll have to look for other places, since you've just been to that altar. Look for reserved places where nature seems more untouched by human beings. I know that there is no guarantee that there will be any response if the ritual is performed in such a place. The best you can do is pray for the spirits to guide you. If you do that and you get to a place like this, I think you'll feel something different. An intuition that this is a highly spiritual place.
Right, thanks. Okay. Well, I guess we technically should just be on the lookout for that. Summoning elementals. So there's 9 rituals that we can perform. Eliminate the threats around the village. We've completed that one. Remaining threats, 65. Wild animals are becoming more aggressive and behaving strangely. Villagers have been attacked by animals. Wolves have attacked the village stock animals. Some fires have occurred without apparent cause. And the wind sometimes seems nervous with whirlwinds that seem to chase people. Huh. Let me go talk to Richard over here. We'll see what he has. I could go around talking to some of the other ones. It doesn't look like they have any type of quest over their head, since other characters, or well, the last 2 that we just did. But who knows? Maybe they do. Who are you and where are you from? A merchant. I visit villages. Let's see what you got. Okay, so he has all types of different armor, some rings, weapons. And we currently have 30 gold coins. Maybe if we talk to... So are these the other... These must be the other companions then. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now we're pretty much on our own. Let's see if we can clear out some more enemies a bit here then. So Control S is an area attack. T changes your grip mode. I actually like the automatic mode so far. Let's see if this is bringing back or bringing down the threat. Yes, it is. Nice how far you can hit too. Plasma, stamina, health. Definitely feels a lot better since we rested. Yeah, now it's down to 61. So I wonder if you just have to go around killing every single monster. It's not a good idea to... It's not a good time to leave the village. Do we have a time of day that we can see? My morale is up to 100%. So I think that's why we're also doing a bit better, because now it's not reducing my accuracy or anything like that. Alan is a little bit injured, but he'll be fine. So let's see. If I change over to pause and select Alan. So is he in strong attack mode?
Attack!
There we go. You know, I can already tell you, but just by playing this, it's a little bit rough on the edges, right? But I would give anything for something like this with a very large production. Like being able to fully develop the game. And I mean, it's in early access, right? So and this is just the demo. I don't know how much changes from the demo into the early access version and how much things will change from now to 1.0. But it is really cool to see something like this. I would absolutely love to play if the storylines ended up actually being really good. The combat here, I'm fine with it. I don't mind it. I think if anything, it might be probably one of the better parts to this so far, since it has that real time with pause. On. It's almost down. There it goes. But I definitely see some good here. I see a lot of potential here, without a doubt. And by the way, if you've made it 47 minutes into this video and you are enjoying it, leaving likes is the best way to let me know, because that's a great indicator on what to continue covering. If you would like to see the early access game or you want to see more of this, this is something I'd totally be open to potentially doing a few streams of. It's one of those things that, since it is an early access, I want to give it the time that it needs, but also messing around and seeing things where they start and where they finish can be a lot of fun. For example, later this year, Solasta 2 is going into early access, and around that time, I'm hoping, as long as there's not a ton of other brand new releases releasing, my goal is to go back to Solasta 1 and play that with the DLC, since I never finished it my first time around. But Solasta 2, officially being in development and launching into early access, will have some cool features that will probably be good to check out. I've also checked out the demo for Solasta 2 already, and I'll be able to compare it a little bit closer to the first one. At least that's one of my goals. Man, he is getting destroyed. He's stuck trying to dodge it. Come on, Alan. Come on. I believe. I'm into defensive fighting. Dude, why am I running over and doing that? Oh god, I'm about to die. I'm gonna die. Jeez. I can't even... Man, this is just like unfair. Holy. You can't do anything. We're gonna reload. Oh my god. He attacks so fast, there's no option to fight back there. See,
Yes.
Alan needs to rest. What I could try doing... Oh, we got another elemental. Take off that. Uh-oh. Alan's about to go down again. He dodged. He is dodging, though. If you don't want your character to interrupt its attack in order to defend, you can disable give up attack to defend option in the lower right-hand corner. Oh, okay. Hold. Yeah, I guess I don't have to. Defines whether your character will interrupt the attack if it is in the initial attack stage and if it is attacked. Okay, so that's really good to know. Because that's why they continuously keep trying to dodge. So therefore we never get an attack in. Let's take Alan back to cannot rest while in combat. Go back to our main spot. In combat options, lower right panel, you can set which defense type will be tried when your character starts a defense attempt. Let's spend another 5 supplies to rest. Hopefully this will bring me to the next morning. Then how much have we leveled up at all? No. I do have more XP, but I am not going to really learn any other new ones at the moment. Let's exit. Oh, now it's even worse. Holy. Brightness. Alright, that way we can actually see at night. That's probably going to be very dark during the day. Thought we were going until the next morning. Do we have any type of... I was looking for a torch there. But not that I can see. So our main objective is literally just continue going out there and clearing some more enemies around the village. Player, companion, area exit, quest target, NPC, merchant. Let's see if we talk to one of them.
Hi, need something?
Can you help me with something in our task? I need you to join our party. Someone from the current party will have to leave so as to not leave the village too unprotected. Ah, man. See you soon.
Hi, need something?
Oh, see you soon. Music is very loud here compared to everything else a bit. I do like they have the option, since it seems like majority of the voice acting so far is AI. They do have the option to disable it if you prefer reading instead.
Hey, you may have heard that I was attacked and lost my stuff in the rush home.
Oh.
Since you're going out there, could you keep an eye out to see if you can find a small pouch on the ground? There's a stone in it, I think it's one of those Roshin uses to enchant items. You can have it. I just want my other items back.
Sure, Fergus. I will. Can you help me with something on my mission? I can have the stone in the pouch I lost. If you find it, you can have the stone. I think it's one of the... Okay, yeah, that's the same thing you told me. Okay, so it is worth walking up to the other ones, even though they don't show that they have a quest available.
Hi,
Is this who
do
we
you
just
need my
talked
help?
to? See you soon. We already talked to Bran. Okay. Well, this game seems like it has some promise. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode right here, but if you did end up enjoying this and if you want more, let me know in the comments. If you are checking this out yourself, or do you think it's worth checking out? Are you planning to? Are you going to wait to see if there's any updates? Is there any other games on your mind? Anything at all, I'd be happy to hear it and have a conversation down below. Subscribing too helps a ton since I am trying to hit that 50,000 subscriber mark. We got tons of games releasing this year, tons of RPGs, both big and small, that I plan on covering on my channel. So hopefully you'll be here for a few other streams and episodes that I cover. But otherwise, regardless of whether you're there or not, thank you for being here now. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Peace.